Now for this one, if you've got any kiddies in the family or any family friends that like the fairies and the magical kingdom, I thought this is going to be a perfect one to use. You know, lots of girls out there would love this one with all these different fairies and fairy boys, you know, as well as, you know, some of the little boys out there that might like it too. So I thought what we can do is we can actually make this one here. So if you then look from up above, you can see that on this one here we've used the scalloped edge pop-up box, and then I've always just popped a bit of pattern paper on the front. But I'm just going to do, so just going to fold and burnish all these edges. So we're just going to fold them all, just giving them a nice crease. So just working our way along, we're just folding that, including this wee tab. And then when it comes to these front ones, all that we're just going to do is we're going to bend them forward, and we're also going to burnish these folds too. So as we bring that one in and then that one in, so that then starts to give us our pop-up box that we can see just there. So then what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to bring in some double-sided tape. Now when it comes to anything where it's a bit of construction like this, I would always suggest use a wet glue, but just for time and speed I'm just using my double-sided tape. And then what I'm also doing is I'm just bringing in a couple of these tabs that just work perfectly colorways with the actual pop-up box we're using. So all that I'm just going to do as well, I'm just going to fold these ones in, and once again I would use your wet glue for these ones. However, just for time and speed I'm just going to use our double-sided tape. So we're just going to pop them on. So we're just working our way around, so we're just popping the tape on each of those areas. So let's then just take them off. So if we take them all off at the same time, and then what we'll also do is just take this wee tab off as well from this end bit just here. So if we peel that one off, and that now gives us that. So what we're then just going to do, so on this smaller part just here, what I'm just going to do is you could draw a wee line if you wanted in pencil to keep it straight, but with this it doesn't matter if it's not accurate each time, because it'll all add to the height and dimension of your pop-up box. So I'm just going to pop this one just there, and then I'm going to pop this next one, and actually to show you what I mean, let's just pop this one a wee bit further down. So if I bring that maybe a wee bit closer, can you see how they are not in line with each other? This one here is further up, and this one is just a wee bit further down. So that gives you that idea just there. So then what I'm also just going to do is we then start to fold this over, doing this in the best angle possible for you to see. We're just going to just stick that to each side as well, just so it's parallel with the other side. So then what we can then do is pop this end bit just over, just so it meets up, just as if you were making a box. So as that meets up just like that, press that into place. I'm just going to put my fingers in just to press all these tabs down. Then that then gives us our pop-up box mechanism within the middle that you can see just there. So then what I'm just going to do with this one just here, as you can see, it's all decorated. I've popped some papers on the front. This is just using some of the pattern papers that come within your pop-up box, but I'm only decorating the front and the sides just here. I'm not going to worry about the back, although you can if you so wish. So let's just bring in our tape runners. Let's put that one to the side, and let's just work all our way around just with a bit of adhesive. Now you can matten and layer this, of course, however, because the pop-up card is this nice shade of like a deep duck egg blue, we're just going to leave that, and that can act as the matten layer. Now obviously I'm doing this just in mid-air for you to see. You would be doing this flat against your glass mat. So then with this one just here, let's just bring this one in, and once again we can pop this one into place, just getting those layers just right, and hold that in, and then that's it all decorated just there. So then what we're just going to do is I'm just going to bring in a lot of these that I had stamped, die cut and coloured already. So these are all part of your stamps and dies that come within your pop-up box craft kit. Now of course you can use the stamps on their own, use the dies on their own, or use them together. It's entirely up to yourself. But we've just stamped, die cut and coloured all of these in. I've already popped some acetate strips that comes within the pop-up box as well, so you don't need to even worry about that. And I've just popped some double-sided tape along the bottom too. So let's just move these ones to the side for now. So if we then bring these on, I'm just going to decorate these outside edges first. So I've just taken some of the leaves as well as the flowers. So let's take some of them and some of these. So I've used some of the little leaves, some of the little snails, the flowers, the butterfly. So for this one here, I'm just going to use my wet glue because it is so small. So you can just pop the glue on the back, or what I'm just going to do, just to make it that wee bit easier, I'm just going to pop just a wee bit, 3 of them, just randomly on there, and then we're just going to pop that and hold it. So within my container here, I'm just using our Collall tacky glue, and it'll just stay nice and tacky, and it also grabs these small elements. Of course, you can pop these on foam pads or glue gel if you wish. It's entirely up to yourself. Then onto the other side, we're just going to do the same again. So let's just do 1, 2, 3, just very randomly. So we could pop Mr. or Mrs. Snail along the bottom, a wee flower head just to the side, and then we can also pop Mrs. Butterfly just there as well. So these ones are just coloured using the classic pens, and then we'll decorate this front one just at the very end. Let's just pop our wee tab that's just poked out, so we'll pop that back in. Then what we can just do is let's just bring in a single birdhouse that we have stamped, die cut and coloured. That I have popped in foam pads, and then all that I'm just going to do is I'm just going to pop that just to the back, just like that. Then I'm going to then bring in 3 others that we've done with the fairy. So let's bring our pokey tool and let's just peel the backing off. So I've done one of the little girl fairy, one of the little boys fairy, and then also the birdhouse too. So then all that I'm just going to do is if I just tilt that at an angle, I'm just going to press them into place just so it's popping out just at the back, just there. Then let's bring the wee boy, and again let's just pop him at the other way, so it's kind of like they're just flying out the box. And then let's take this other additional birdhouse and just putting them at different heights, so some are higher than others. So let's just bring in another few that we've done. So I've done 2 fairies as well as 2 flower heads. So then what we can just do is let's just take the double-sided tape off of these ones. So take the tape off that one, and then I've also missed one. So let's just pop some double-sided tape onto there, and then we can just start to arrange these ones. So again, all that I'm just going to do for this one here, I'm just going to have this fairy just further down, just a wee bit, but still just poking out at the side there. Then with this fairy just here, we're just going to press this one. They've all got their wee star magic wands. Then with the flower heads in the middle. So what I'm just going to do is I'm even just going to put my fingers underneath just so I can grab and hold. And then same with this one just here. This one will have a wee bit further down. So just adding a lot of height just within these ones, but also that dimension from side to side. Then what we can just do is let's bring in some wee snails as well as some of the birds. So what we've just done is pop double-sided tape along the bottom, but this is actually going to hold our actual sentiment as well. So if we take all of these wee bits off, so peeling these all off, and then let's bring our pop-up in again. So let's bring the bird, and then let's bring this bird here, and then what we're just going to do is we're just going to have it so it's popping down just that fair wee bit, just that you can see just there. Now there is a bit of acetate exposed just there, don't worry, that will be covered up in a moment. Let's bring in our other bird and let's do the same at the other side. So we've got the 2 birds at each side, and then we're just going to bring the snail in. That can then sit within the middle. So we're getting that effect just there that we can see. And then what we're just going to do is we've just brought in a nice wee sentiment. So you can see just there also from the sentiment sheets. And I'm just going to add some of our adhesive onto the back. And then as if I bring this one in, and I'm just going to sit that just across there, and that's going to hold the sentiment in place. So we can see there is the pop-up element all coming together. But then just to finish off, what I'm just going to do is if I just bring in just some ribbon. Now we even get the ribbon within the box. You know the boxes and craft kits so well by now. You get everything that you need. So I'm just bringing in some of our glue gels. So if I just bring this one in, and I'm just going to add some glue gel just to the back, just like that. And then what we're then going to do is we're just going to pop that on just in place, just like that. And then I've even just got a couple of flowers and leaves, so just to finish that one off. So once again, what we can just do is just 2 wee little dots, and then we can add our leaf on, we can add our flower on, and then what we can even do is we get all these gems and pearls within the actual kit as well. So what you can do is just pop some of them on. Now you could pop these all on while you're decorating these wee edges with the stamp set, but let's just pop them on anyway while we're here. So let's just pop them. So just randomly adding and making a feature with the actual pop-up box as well as the pearls. So just finding them just wherever you want them to go, and let's just pop just a couple just onto the back as well. So there's 1 and 2 just to finish that one off. And there we go. How super cute is that wee pop-up box that we've done and used with that one there? Very fairy tale-esque with all of these nice colours just beaming through, as well as the fairies, as well as the birdhouses as well. It's just like they're just popping out, funny enough, the pop-up box. So there we go. There is another project that you can make using the pop-up box craft kit by Crafter's Companion.